I took the job at Hargrove Self Storage because it paid $18 an hour to sit in a booth and do nothing. That's what they told me. Anyway, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Watch the monitors, buzz people in if they had a unit, call the on-call manager if anything looked wrong. Nobody had called the on-call manager in 3 years, according to the guy I replaced. He didn't tell me why he was quitting. I didn't ask. The facility had 400 units across 6 rows, the kind of place people use to store things they don't want in their house anymore, but can't bring themselves to throw away. Furniture from marriages that ended, boxes labeled in handwriting that wasn't theirs. I used to walk the rows on my lunch break just to stretch my legs, read the little paper tags some renters left on the doors. Most were boring, a few weren't. Unit 117 didn't have a tag. It also wasn't supposed to be occupied. I noticed it on my second week because the lock looked newer than the others, not rusted, not faded, like someone had replaced it recently. I checked the system. According to Hargrove's records, 117 had been empty since 2019. No renter on file, no payment history, just an empty unit that, according to a folder I wasn't supposed to look in, had been administratively closed after a tenant dispute. I want to be clear that I didn't think anything of it at first. People do weird things with storage units. Maybe someone at the office forgot to update a file. I went back to the booth and didn't think about it again until the noise started. It was somewhere around 2 a.m., week 3, when I first heard it, a dragging sound. Slow, rhythmic, coming from somewhere in row 2, which is where 117 sat, 4th door from the end. I checked the cameras. Row 2 was empty. No movement, no shadows, nothing but concrete and steel doors, lit orange under the sodium lights. The dragging continued for almost a full minute, then it stopped. I told myself it was pipes. Old buildings make noise. I'd worked nights before, gas stations, a call center, and I knew how a quiet building can manufacture sounds out of nothing just to keep your brain occupied. So I didn't report it. I just made a note in my personal log, the one I kept for myself, not for Hargrove, just in case. The sound came back 4 nights later. This time, I watched the camera feed the entire time it happened. 40 seconds of dragging. And on the monitor, nothing. No shape, no shadow, no disturbance in the gravel dust that coated the row. Whatever was making that sound either wasn't there or wasn't something the camera could see. I didn't sleep well after that shift. I kept thinking about the way the sound matched up so precisely with row 2, not row 1, not row 3. Row 2, where 117 sat with its newer lock and its empty file, so I did something I probably shouldn't have. On my next shift, around 3 a.m., I walked out to 117 with my flashlight, and I knocked. I don't know what I expected. Silence, probably. What I got was 3 slow knocks back, evenly spaced, like something on the other side was answering in the exact rhythm I'd used. I didn't knock again. I want to tell you, I left it alone after that. I want to tell you, I quietly handed in my 2 weeks and found a job at a gas station instead. But the truth is, curiosity is a kind of rot. Once it's in you, it spreads, and I needed to know what was behind that door more than I needed to feel safe. It took me another 9 days to work up the nerve to actually check the lock myself. I'm not proud of what I did next. I bought a pair of bolt cutters from the hardware store, 2 blocks from my apartment, and on a Tuesday night, with the facility quiet and the booth radio playing low static instead of music, I walked to row 2 and I cut that newer, shinier lock clean off the latch. The door rolled up easier than I expected. No rust, no resistance, like it had been opened recently and often. Inside, the unit was empty. Concrete floor, bare metal walls, nothing on the shelves. Except for one thing. In the back corner, facing the door, Someone had painted a single word on the wall. Not spray paint, something darker, something that had dripped and dried in long, uneven streaks. I won't tell you what the word said. I've thought about it every night since, and I've decided that some things are worse once you say them out loud. I closed the door. I didn't put a new lock on it. I didn't report it to Hargrove. I drove home, and the next morning I called and quit over the phone. Made up some excuse about a family emergency. That was 8 months ago. I don't work nights anymore. I don't really sleep through the night anymore either. But here's the part one. Haven't told anyone. 2 weeks after I quit, I got a notification on my phone. A security app I'd forgotten I still had linked to the facility's old camera feed from when I worked there. It shouldn't have still been active. It was a single still frame, time-stamped 2:47 a.m., row 2. The door to Unit 117, wide open, and standing in the doorway facing the camera was something I still can't fully describe, except to say that it was tall and still, and it looked like it had been waiting. I deleted the app that same night. I never went back to check if the unit was still unlocked. Sometimes I wonder if it's still standing there, waiting for whoever opens that door next.